Shout out to US ARC and all US ARC members. If you don't know what US ARC is, don't be ashamed. Just go ahead and click the third link in the description below. See what US ARC is all about, okay? You never know when legislations are going to hit your backyard, so that's why it's very important to consider becoming a US ARC member today. These numbers really do matter, and they look at it for consideration when it comes to battling legislation. So first and foremost, thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to anybody out there who partners up and volunteers with US ARC organization. Thank you for anyone out there who's a US ARC member. And if you can't become a US ARC member today, please talk about it on your platforms. Let your neighbors know, let all your pet stores know what US ARC is here for, and it's here to fight for our animal rights. Thank you to every US ARC member and US ARC supporter out there. Cheers.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world. Episode 668, the round 2 with Dan the Man, DeLuca, on the Tree Tuesdays. I'm your boy MJ. If it's your first time watching, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Select all. You'll be reminded of every podcast dropped here every week. The mayor of Chondros Town and fucking Marshall Mendez, the boys. What's up?
Good evening, fellas.
Happy to be here on this Tuesday. This will be a good one. Dan's a good friend of the of me personally and the podcast, so I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, Dan's a good friend of the whole fucking Green Tree Python community. A lot of people fuck with Dan. I didn't, I've always know, like, everyone's supportive of like sharing people's success, but man, you got a lot of people who really rock with Dan. And I gotta say shout out to you, Bill, because you recommended the round 2, and I definitely think Dan deserves the round 2 because he's a great guy. And happy to fucking talk to him tonight, man. Really am.
Well, I did like the clickbait on the title of the podcast tonight. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah, I did it.
So I got to remember. Is Dan the person that said that the last time?
Apparently not, and I feel bad. Okay. But you know what? We're gonna write it out. You know what I mean? And Dan's cool to, he's like, dude, AMJ. He's like, I don't think I've ever said that. I'm like, are you sure? And then Marshall's like, he did. So I was like, all right, I'm leaving it. So
no bullshit.
And so Marshall was very influencing on keeping the title, and then also knows drama that I don't know either. So I don't know who this guy is now. I don't fucking.
Dude, I was on my game today.
Now all of a sudden Marshall's the guy in the know. So yeah,
MJ took a cheap shot. I said, shut him down.
You need to be shut down every once in a while.
Oh man, what's going on with you, Marshall? How's everything, bro?
Everything's good, man. Yeah,
nothing new. Nothing new.
No, not really. Same old. Still waiting on this Angolan python to lay eggs and starting to food cycle females for next season. I'm going to cut them off August 1, and so yeah, that's about it, man. Same thing. I'm probably the same thing with the emerald too. I got one emerald pair this year coming up.
Are you not breeding Amazon tree boas? What's the deal with that? Like, what's the?
I've been on the fence about if I'm going to keep them or not. So I've got one pair together. A leopard to a calico. So.
I just want to say, and I'm going to say thank you to Bill next, but thank you for donating those 2 snakes, Marshall, to Vin Russo fundraiser. It was cool. There's a cool little battle going on for those snakes. I thought it was pretty epic to see those go for what they went for. And of course, Bill, thank you for your $1,000 voucher. That was fucking awesome. Really nice of you. People jumped all over that. But what's going on with you, Bill? How's everything? Why don't you catch us up? How are all the babies? What's the catch? What's going on?
Kind of like really both you guys kind of in a holding pattern right now. Still working with some of the neos that I have on the ground. The Manicore's in her post-ovulation shed right now, and have one other female that this has really been the first time because I've bred 2 females out of season for me. And the second one, who has not ovulated yet, it's been really cool because she's the first female that Alex and I have been able to really track follicle growth pretty significantly. You know, we've been ultrasounding her every 10 days or so, and really been able to see follicles grow and her, you know, starting to get big. She has not refused food yet, but I can almost guarantee she's real close to that, just based on the size of her follicles. So that's been cool.
Yeah, and I would say that's kind of comes with you working with the amount of chondros you work with. At some point, you're going to be able to see and track this type of stuff eventually, right? When you have the amount that goes for you.
Well, I think we've gotten better. I mean, I say we, I mean, me and Alex have gotten better ultrasounding chondros. I mean, it's just one of those things where you're going to get much better results the more experience you have doing it. And I think we've kind of turned that corner now where we can start to use ultrasound more as a, not just, you know, we've been using it as a tool to say, yeah, you know, she's ovulated, she's got eggs, or she's got massive follicles. But this female, we really have been able to track small follicles, intermediate sized follicles to almost what we'd call large follicles. So it's been pretty cool, you know, to watch that progress. So, you know, again, still learning.
Because you thought you saw something, or because are you just doing it routinely?
Well, just kind of doing it routinely now because I'm in a world that I haven't been in before, you know, doing this out of season breeding. So yeah, just been basically ultrasounding her because of that. The manicoid didn't really give us much of a chance because she just went from relatively small follicles to ovulating pretty quick. The other girl's taking her time and she's developing follicles more, seems like more traditionally, or at least we're just able to visualize them better. So I think that's just, you know, again, more experience ultrasounding chondros. It's different than ultrasounding ball pythons, as we've talked about before, because their follicles are smaller. They're just not as easy to ultrasound because once they start moving, it's over. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a good kind of fun, you know, to watch the last month.
Great. I wonder if I could make a last minute change in my birthday fucking request. My birthday gift request is coming up this weekend and tell Lily I want an ultrasound instead.
I mean, I think it's, you know, I've been talking a little bit with Carly. She's got a female that she has no idea, you know, where she is. The female's off food, but she was out of town. She's not sure if she's missed the ovulation. She's getting ready to ovulate. I said, man, you know, get that ultrasound and pop it on. You know, I think her female's gravid just based on its behavior and the way it looks, but sure is nice to be able to just pop that probe on and in 15 seconds really, you know where they are.
Yeah. And also too, like, I keep saying this, like, that's why I feel like I should just get one at this point, because it just, to know how to use one doesn't hurt. Like, that's kind of a cool tool to have in the back of your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, how to look at those follicles, know what the hell you're looking at. And also, too, just because you buy one doesn't mean you know how to use it right away. You got to practice at that shit. Like,
you do have to practice.
Yeah,
you have to practice with it. When both of you guys come, we'll get the ultrasound out and we'll ultrasound some females. And, you know, I think after seeing it, you'll go, yeah, it's a valuable tool to have.
Yeah, I know it's valuable, but you know me, like, I like to, and even Marshall, like, you know, it's the suspense, you know what I mean? Like, I like to just, all right, cool, it went down because it did. But, you know, there's times and place where I want to know. Like, you know, it's funny you mentioned about that snake with Carly. I have a older monocory female that hasn't laid since 2019 or something like that. I don't know what the fuck's going on with her, but like, it'd be cool to at least throughout the year find out like what time of year she is building follicles, or is she even building follicles?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think a lot of unanswered questions get answered with an ultrasound for sure. Especially
when you're doing things out of season or out of, you know, this is out of the box of my norm, you know, breeding females in the summer. So for me, yeah, it's been a good experience, and yeah, I mean, I'd recommend it. Sell one of those Neos and buy one, MJ.
I don't need to sell one of those Neos. I can still buy one. It's great. Don't worry about it. Hey, listen, thank you so much for everyone who watches. Trap Talk Reptile Network is 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. You can find a brand new episode under this network, and you can also hear all these audio episodes. You can hear all these episodes on all the audio platforms. There's Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, So wherever you listen to any of these episodes, thank you so much for the love and support. It really means a lot. Now, if you want exclusive content, you want to get more behind the scenes out of what's going on under the Trap Talk Reptile Network, or just get a better understanding of what's happening with my own production and waitlist for all the production, then please come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Click the very first link in the description below. As soon as you join the Trap Talk Patreon family, connect to a Discord and an amazing Instagram group chat. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Sundown Reptiles. If you're looking to get into the Bronia game, Kahua, high-end geckos, tree monitors, this is your guy right here, man. Brian Susan. Go to sundownreptiles.com. Find the links in the description below. He's definitely one of the best students in the game, man. So thank you so much, Brian Susan. Also, shout out to Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. Definitely one of my favorite individuals in the Green Tree Python game for sure. Head over to TX Chondros on Instagram. Go follow his work and go see all the amazing other chondro breeders that he puts on out of the state of Texas. Thank you so much, Mark Hager, TX Chondros. We're going to talk a lot about what's going on with Mark's Calico male that I got from him that sired 2 clutches and what's happening with those clutches. So thank you so much, Mark, again, for your support. Also, tonight's episode is brought to you by Gary Scavino over at GS Reptiles. If you definitely want to learn how to keep some of these underrated rare arboreal species of reptiles, no better place to learn than this guy right here, GS Reptiles on YouTube, or follow Gary on Instagram as well. Thank you so much, Gary from GS Reptiles. And then last but not least, shout out to David Brahms over at the Reptile Perch. If you got a boreal snake, please put them on a perch designed by the Reptile Perch. All right, PVC design, really easy to clean, and there's so many different sizes for your different types of arboreal snakes and reptiles. So go check it out, thereptileperch.com. Find all the links in the description below. Are you boys ready to bring on Dan the Man? I'm ready for this round 2. You guys ready or what?
I'm ready.
Let's bring him on.
I know Dan's ready, that's for sure. So you guys are in for a treat, guys. Do what you got to do to get your mind right. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated. This is episode 668. Dan the Man, DeLuca, round 2 on the Tree Tuesdays. Coming at you right now. Let's go. Chee.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasts?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes,
Tell 'em.
exclusive.
Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the drop, I love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up, rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
And we're live, episode 668. Welcome back, Dan the Man. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, Dan?
I just want to set the record straight. I never said anything about 0 prolapses.
Marshall, I told you. Listen, I'm sorry for my friend Dan. He kind of gets a little ahead of himself sometimes. And
Yeah.
I just, but are you sure, Dan, you didn't say that?
I fixed a bunch of them, but I've never had 0.
Okay. We're going to find the one. I think it could have been spooking Chondros. Maybe it was Tony. I don't know. But Dan, you're clear, buddy. I will correct the title after tonight's live to set the record straight. But thank you for setting that record straight. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, I love a lot of things about Dan. Probably the thing I love most is whipping his ass in fantasy football.
Oh
my God.
Man.
Oh, shit.
I have been taking him to the woodshed the last couple years, and
Oh my
season
God.
3 is going to be no different.
The wood.
Yeah, but
Wow.
you took my workhorse last year, CD Lamb, and he sucked last year.
He did, but I still won.
You did. That's true. Got to give props. This year is going to be different.
It's not going to be any different at all.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I love Bill because he loves winning. You know what I mean? Winning's important to Bill. Like, I love it. Hey, how many fantasy championships do you have now, Bill? 1 or 2?
Well, this is our 3rd season. Season number 1, I came in last place.
Yes.
Wow.
If you don't know about our league, it's a losers league. So the loser of our league gets a special trophy. So I got that trophy the first year, and then the second year I completely reversed it and I won the league. Tucker's in the chat too. He's in our league as well. Tony Hurt's in there.
Shout out to Tucker.
So yeah, we've got a good group of guys. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait for it to start.
Hey, I got a question. Whatever happened with Brian Phillips? He was supposed to fulfill last place, but I haven't seen nothing.
He's dead. He's dead to us, Dan.
Okay. All right.
He's dead. Literally, X is on the eyes, man.
All right.
Kicked out of the league.
He's gone.
Out. Gone.
What happened? Did he lost and wouldn't?
He lost and didn't. He lost and did not fulfill his losing.
That's weak.
Obligation.
That's weak.
Okay, that's not cool. You got to fucking follow through no matter what. So
absolutely,
he has the goal to show up to your party Friday, Bill. What do we do to him? He has to pay the price on something. What do we do to this guy?
Oh, he better show up, and yeah, we're gonna haze the hell out of him.
We got to roast him.
Yeah, maybe throw him in the pool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna watch that one. I'm not getting injured at your party, Bill. I'm sorry.
I'd say we'd throw him in the hot tub, but there wouldn't be any water left. So we're gonna throw him in the pool.
Oh man.
Oh, there go all the chicks. Dude. Oh, all right. Listen, Dan, good to have you back, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
I gotta say, man, I don't think there's ever been a dull post from you. Every snake you fucking post, Dan, it's like, holy shit. You know, it's just a reminder that you're not here to play, man. Like, you got some amazing stuff. A lot of it's growing up, looking great. So why don't we kind of get caught up with where everything's at? Where's production this year? Let's get right into it.
Yeah, I actually had 2 clutches this year, but only we were talking about, I think, on the last show. I have one that got viable stuff, but the other one was, what a crazy story that is. Holy shit. It was one, I think we were talking about it. I was a little unsure because I didn't spot the ovulation, but I knew, the behavior, everything was there. And she ended up giving a pre-lay shed. I put the nest box in, all the other stuff. Everything was pretty much right on. She went in on it was 17 days after the pre-lay shed and coiled up. I went in there, looked like a nice beehive. I pulled her off and there's no eggs in there. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Went to work, come home that night and same thing. And the next morning, all right, by tomorrow morning, they got to be in here. It's really weird though. The next morning was the same thing. And I thought she had like this false pregnancy or whatever. So long story short, she went about, come out of the box. And I'm like, wow, this is fucking crazy. And I'm like, in my head, I'm just driving myself nuts. But so, I don't know, a couple of weeks go by, 3 weeks or so. I'm like, well, she looks like I fed her. Okay, well. Then about another month or so, I'm like, in my gut, just never sat well with me. So my son was over. So we got to pull this. She's probably the second nastiest green tree that I have. So we took her out. She's going to get bite someone. I'd rather have her bite my son. So we took her in the bathtub, palpated her, and 17 eggs came out of her, wrapped up and overdone. It was a fucking nightmare. It was nuts.
Shit.
Shockingly, 17 eggs. I don't know, they're half calcified. I never had that experience. So it's the weirdest thing though, because she started eating again. It fucking blew my mind.
Yeah. Wow.
Got all the eggs out and she's still alive. I figured she was definitely going to be dead that night, the next day. And yeah, she's probably had 3 or 4 meals and she looks great. I don't know.
I've had a few people on the show say that they've basically cut the oviduct off, and the snake ends up being fine.
Well, that's what I did, because like I said, I didn't know what to do. I was kind of like, oh my God, it was, it's kind of traumatic seeing all that shit. And
yeah, dude,
yeah,
imagine that, and then the female dies in your arms. That's
I know.
In January, it was fucking terrible. I got the last one out, dude, and I barely snipped, like Marshall said, the oviduct, which Sock has done it before. I've had multiple people on this show say that they've done it, and they've, you don't cut a very big one, but just enough to slide the eggs out.
Right.
You didn't have to do that. The oviduct, they still came out on their own, or did you have to cut any oviducts open?
A couple of them we had to cut, but like I said, I had no idea really what I was doing, to be completely honest with you. And yeah,
did the snake have a bunch of shit or anything backed up, like any urates or anything that you could notice when you?
There was a couple urates in there, yes. Not massive, but there was some in there.
So my female had urates with shit. Like I knew my girl was backed up.
Oh,
I can't say I know that's the issue, but goddamn, I'm pretty sure probably would have had a different outcome if there was nothing blocking those eggs from coming out. I'll tell you that much. So that's why I'm fucking goddamn religiously soaking my females before they lay now. I did that with all 5 clutches this year, like Bill has recommended that he does, and I had no issues, dude. So I'm fucking a big believer in that hydration. People think just by spraying them it's enough. It's not always enough, dude. Because I used to spray the shit out of that girl, and she was still backed up. So when they're trapped inside a goddamn box with water for at least a couple hours, they'll drink. They got no choice. Yeah. Right, Bill? You would say like that's the best way to ensure that your snake's hydrated. You would say, right, Bill?
Well, I mean, again, who knows if he would have soaked her and there would have been a different outcome. I think soaking is one of those things that it may help, but it's not going to hurt. The only way that it would hurt is that if you get her soaking and she lays in the water. So if you're not sure where they are, you have to be real careful soaking. But other than that, I try to get at least 2 soaks in after they ovulate before they lay. And I'm convinced they don't leave that heat to drink. Once they've ovulated, they stay under that heat. They stay on that perch. I've never seen a female that's ovulated come off and drink. I think other people have seen it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I had a girl poke her head out of the nest box because David Brahms has those perches with the water dish on them. Yeah. So I kept just the middle perch in there and I removed the top one. And she came out at night and literally just put her head inside the water dish and then put her head back. So I did witness that myself. See a girl actually chug water while she was in the egg box.
Yeah. Well. Again, one of those things. I don't think that it hurts to soak them a couple of times before they lay. Does it prevent anything? I really don't know. I have not had that happen. Knock on wood. I haven't had a female that's been backed up like that and not gone to lay. I did have that female go 62 days post ovulation before she laid, but I never. I didn't take her out. I just let nature take its course, and eventually she laid those eggs, and they were all fine. But yeah,
here's some good info, Bill, because I just remembered I was so PTSD from that female dying that I wanted to see if there was any bowel movements like after soaking. Like I just wanted to make sure like they're empty. And every female that I soaked had taken a shit before they laid, or they had taken a shit before they did their pre-lay shade. Like, or in that moment there was a shit laid from all girls. So again, we don't know if that's like the magic tool to get a snake emptied out, but I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna do anything different. I'm gonna, after seeing that and seeing that they actually did shit, not all of them were a lot, some were just urates, but goddamn it, they were clean. I want that snake completely emptied before they lay. You know what I mean? I would say that'd be the deal.
Yeah, for sure. They should be empty, right? Because they haven't eaten in a long time. Technically they should be empty, but obviously we know they can hold urates and stools. So yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of soaking.
Yeah. So Dan, going back to this female, obviously you took her outside. You kind of assessed the situation. She looked like egg bound. Like you could look at her and you could see everything trying to come out, or what were you looking at?
Well, it was weird because, like I said, I don't really take her out much because she's, like I said, one of the nastier ones that I have, and she went through all of the stages. Like I said, I did miss the ovulation, but I just, all the signs were there. So I just knew that something was going on, and she went through the pre-lay shed. It was so weird though, seeing, how when they're in the lay box, whatever, but then when they're on eggs, they got that tall beehive. She had that. It was just it fucking blew my mind. And then went back to normal things like she laid or whatever. And then I just never sat well with me, but whatever. I had other, like I said, I had the female prior to her lay like a week before her. So I was dealing with that with babies and stuff. And then just never, I'm like, I fucking know what I saw before. Like she had all the, I could see the eggs in there ready to go. Anyway, so we pulled her out. My son was over about a month or so later after she had eaten once. And took everything out, and I felt better because I'm like, when you just know something, but you're like, okay, well, I guess I'm fucking losing my mind here, and just glad she survived too. I thought for sure she would have been dead.
What day was she on? Like, do you know what day that was? Like, or you missed the ovulation? You said, right? So
I missed the ovulation. She had the pre-lay shed, and so
how many days?
When she was beehiving, it was like 18, 19 days after the pre-lay shed, which the girls that have laid for me is pretty much right in that window from the pre-lay shed, about 17 to 20 days. And then after that point, she, went back to normal. A couple of weeks later, I fed her, and then it's probably a total of like, I don't know, I want to say 90 days after the pre-lay shed, somewhere. Yeah.
Ooh, and she ate. That's crazy. With eggs in her, she ate.
Yes. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Dude,
I don't know what would have happened if we didn't do that. If she would have died, or I don't know. You figure if she would have been egg bound, I mean, I don't know who else has experience with it. I just figured that's what I was telling myself. She's egg bound. She's going to be on the ground flailing. Maybe I just fucking thought I saw stuff that wasn't there before. She wasn't gravid. It was fucked up.
Yeah, my girl looked like shit, dude. Like my girl was not beehived. Like you could just tell there was something wrong just because her body was sprawled out. Like she, you know how we chondros, they do that typical beehive. Yeah. That's what you want to look for. This girl wasn't doing that. Like you knew there was an issue. But what's crazy is your girl was acting the normal behaviors.
Everything was perfect except there was no eggs in the beehive, and she went up like she laid them after a couple of days, and I was left lost, and it's nuts. But then she ate, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know.
That's crazy. I have not seen that at all.
That. Yeah.
They'll keep you guessing. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was just fucking shocked. It sucked too because it was a red Biak. It's a big female, and I had a nice calico male that I've been forever trying to get to go, and I was really stoked about that pairing, and didn't happen. Oh, we'll see.
You'll get it, bro. Don't worry. I mean, just for you to have that experience where you're able to do all this and she's still alive, that's pretty impressive. Like,
yeah, I got to thank my son. He really was a big help with that. So props to him. Gino,
that's a sick name. What's up, Gino? Hope you're hearing this, buddy. Hey, way to go, kid. Hey,
so Dan, will you breed her again?
I don't know. I mean, at this point, I guess she can just be out. To be honest, I don't know. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on?
If you had to snip anything, I would give her a year off or something.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely wasn't going to do anything this year.
But I would breed her again if she goes on to recover well. I mean, they can reproduce with one oviduct.
Yeah.
Maybe next year I'll give it a shot. I was just pretty much going to chalk it up to she's just going to be a pet.
Yeah. And then I was going to mention also. Oh yeah, how old's your son, Dan?
23.
Holy shit, 23.
Yeah.
Wow. Forget how old I'm getting or other people are. You don't seem like you have a son that's 23-year-old, but then also Bill has a son that's like fucking almost my age. So it's like, fuck, this is crazy. This is just wild to me.
It's time for Dan to have some grandkids.
I have one of them, a little girl, baby, granddaughter.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Marshall's next. I mean, we're a few, at least 10, 20 years away from that, maybe. I don't know how many years. But.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's hope.
But anyway, so, okay, Dan, your overall, you said you had a clutch that laid before this girl did all this to you, or what did you do? Okay. And let's kind of get to that clutch. What was going on with that clutch?
Yeah, no, that was everything was right on the money with everything, all the signs. She ovulated. I spotted it. It was like a couple of days after the new year. And then she laid in February sometime, and they hatched out, I think, around April 10th, somewhere in there.
And those
And,
babies feel great. All those. How many did you end up holding back?
So what I get? It was 18 eggs. How did that work? Yeah, she laid 18. They went the distance. One of them was dead in the egg. One of them came out and died. So I hatched 17, but one of them come out and died. And then I ended up, one of them escaped. I found it 2 weeks later. It was alive, shockingly. It had never eaten, had fucking cobwebs and dust everywhere. I was just kind of stoked. I put it in the tub, set it up. The next day I came home and it was dead in the bottom of the fucking. This thing survived. No. This thing survived on the concrete floor for 2 weeks. It had never eaten. It was like a week old or whatever, and dies when I put it back into where it should be. Go figure. Yeah, that's a clutch. Yeah,
that's a clutch here, right?
That was so. One of those ones is the one I did for your auction there for Vin.
Thank you, by the way, Dan. Appreciate that, man. It was really nice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So
MJ, how did the auction go? Just
good. We raised just under $6,000. It went really well. So
very good.
We got a lot of people come through and help out, and yeah, it was awesome. So couldn't be happier for the turnout and what we did for Vin. We did our best, so it was cool. So Dan, going back to this clutch here, you said 10 reds, 6 yellows, and they all went they're all here today, or what's?
15 of them. So I had like I said, one was dead in the egg. One of the reds was dead in the egg, fully formed. One of them, another red, came out and died the next day. That was the first one that pipped, and then one of the yellows escaped and it died on me.
Let's talk about feeding these things. How did that go? What was the approach?
Feeding was a tough one for me. Yeah, they were not easy to get going. Very frustrating. Like last year's clutch was pretty easy to get going. A couple of assist feeds last year on the one clutch that I had, and it was a pretty easy clutch to get going right off the bat. This one, the first night, I think, because they all shed in different times. They wasn't like close. So they had like 5 of them shed. So I tried to feed those 5. 4 of them ate the first night, and I was like, oh, fucking beautiful. And then that was where everything came unglued. Yeah, it was a tough group to get going. Actually, I got to give a shout out to David Brahms. He talked me off a ledge a few times. I needed a pep talk.
Dude.
So, got me going.
Hey, those are good.
How are they doing now? Are most
everybody's good except one still hasn't eaten on its own. I would have probably let it go, but perish. But it's pretty nice looking, so I'm gonna keep at it. And I almost have them, but yeah, fucking frustrating, man.
And what are you assist feeding, Dan? What are you assist feeding?
I'm assist feeding rat. Like I cut up little sections of a rat tail, the fat end of it, and the thigh, I think Pat does that, and David. Yeah. I hate assist feed. My hands are too big. I'm not good at it at all.
I hate it when they bite the end of your finger. It's like, God,
that's the worst spot.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you, dude. Yeah, I got one in my nail once, and I was like, son of a bitch.
When they bite down, Oh,
yeah. But yeah, Bill, I was waiting for this topic tonight, big time, because I met my match. Okay, like I was talking about this all fucking, and I knew it, dude. I knew it was gonna come. I knew there was gonna be a clutch where I'm like, here we go. And of course, it's the Calico clutch, number 5, the one with fucking yellows involved. Dude, these things are fucking DTDs, dude. There's something going on with these things because they all strike. But I was telling Dan during sound check, they'll go to strike, then they'll corkscrew like they got it, but they don't. And then they're sitting there with nothing in their mouth. And then when you go to touch them and let them know you still have it, they go off the perch and they act like fucking Frankenstein, dude. They're like, and I'm like, holy shit. And dude, these things are psychotic. They're off the charts psychotic. There's no striking and biting stain on the perch. It's either they're striking, corkscrewing, and then they fucking fall off as soon as you touch them. And I don't know what to do, Bill.
Yeah. I've got some psychotic neos that do the same thing. And
things down there to throw right off the bat, or what are we doing here?
Are you there? You froze for a minute, at least for me.
I was going to say, is MJ freezing up, or is it?
Could be.
I thought
me.
it was just me, but
Yeah.
no, it's not me first. Not me
It's
first.
not Marshall for once.
What was the last thing I just said, Marshall? What was the last thing I said, Bill? I'm sorry.
How they were kind of corkscrewing. I heard everything you said. You were frozen.
Oh, sorry.
The sun came through. So, I mean, I would just, again, what we've talked about, just assist feed them and see if they turn around. I've had a couple this year that have that crazy corkscrewing behavior, and I'm not sure what's going on with that as well. I'm not sure if that's like a neurologic thing that's going on or something, but yeah, I would just do your best with them. That's like how many neos are doing that?
Dude, I want to say all of them. Like they're all like they're either doing that or they don't.
The whole clutch.
The whole clutch, yeah. The whole clutch is. I got 2 of them to eat, and I think it's by luck. Like I don't. Like I was so surprised that they ate it that I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'll take it. But I could tell you right now, like it was either a fluke or something, or next week's gonna be different. Whatever. I don't know. All I gotta tell you is based off what I'm experiencing with these fucking goddamn corkscrewers. That's what I call them because they're literally they'll sit there like if something's in their mouth and they're like their neck is turned, and I'm like, bro, you don't got nothing. And then when you kind of go to fucking let them know you still have the as soon as they get touched, they literally will just jump off the perch, and the next touch they're running. They're basically runners, I guess you could say. But they're striking though. That's the thing, which is good.
You could try like a pink head, something that you get it stuck in their mouth and they can't spit it out.
Well, here's the thing. Like I've been getting really good at getting them to like almost get it directly in their throats. Like they're biting it where it's going in, but they keep their mouth open and they just don't want it in there. And so, and so I'm just getting a lot of like fucking like, okay, this is what I was expecting type shit with this clutch. But Bill, this is where I'm on the fence about because at first, remember I told you the BX? Remember I was like, dude, the BX are going to give me an issue. Remember we talked about that last week? They're all fucking eating great. So I gave them maybe 4 or 5 days of just leaving them alone, just kind of just observing their behavior. And then I just noticed one just gave me that look, that look that we all look for, right? Like, it's like, what the fuck, what's up? And I'm like, here we go. And got them all to eat. So I'm hoping, give it a week. Like, let me try to revisit these fucking weirdos in a week and see is maybe, but then maybe if not.
So far?
Only one. Yeah, only one attempt. But mind you, this one attempt was enough for me to realize these things are special. Like these things are going to be special. You know what I mean?
Maybe try gizzards next time. Try gizzard or try something different.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm telling you, these. I don't know why we never really discuss like ASF pinks are the perfect fucking first prey item, dude. They really are.
I love it. I love.
They're perfect, dude. They're the best.
Yeah, I love ASF pinks. Literally day old, like
day
not
old.
3 day olds.
No, day old pinks. Day olds. Yeah, like they're almost red hots, but they're not. Yeah. Like they're red hots with hair on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bill, where do you guys get your the day old ASFs?
Well, luckily for me, Alex has started breeding
ASFs in
my upstairs. Remember my
I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah. So he's been producing them, and now he's got a real nice colony going, and so I'm able to get them. And I've been using them, using them a lot. In fact, that's really all I feed until they're able to take like a peach fuzzy mouse, and then I'll start feeding mice. But most of them, the first 5 meals are ASF pinks or gizzards.
I also want to mention I got 3 insane droppers to take live ASFs.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I said in the chat.
Like
I was like,
from
guys,
tongs or just
just straight from the forceps. They didn't drop because they wiggle. So I think that helped a bit. Like when they've noticed, like whatever they have in their mouth is actually alive, they didn't let go of it. And I actually have a video of one wrapping it, taking its mouth off, and going, "Oh shit!" And it puts its mouth back on it. So I was like, "Fuck yeah!" So another perk of having your own stock of ASFs.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm not saying that at first I thought I figured it out, dude, on the droppers, but no, I found one that same thing.
Still drops.
Put the fucking poor live thing out of its miseries, and it still didn't eat it. I'm just like, this is terrible. I'm gonna stop this. But anyways, it could help. It's one of those things. And that's like the thing with chondros, right? Like you think you figured that one thing out, but it just helped that one situation. doesn't mean it's the fucking golden ticket to everything else.
No.
There is no golden ticket, right, Bill?
There's no golden ticket, but it is another tool in your belt.
It helps.
Yeah,
It helps.
it'll work like on a third of the ones that or whatever, 25%. It works occasionally,
Yeah, even if it only works with one or two, that's one or two that
Yeah,
I'll take it.
one or two.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then also too, like everything I'm discussing with the calicos that are acting weird, like Marshall said, I haven't gone down the roster of other things yet. I haven't tried gizzards yet. I haven't even gone the gecko route yet. There's still not been one gecko murdered in this fucking trap since I've had all these goddamn baby chondros. I'm pretty happy, proud of myself. I think it's an ego thing now too. Like I kind of get why some of you motherfuckers like Marshall and John were kind of making fun of me for having live geckos, because it's kind of like,
I never made fun of you.
You did, yeah, you did. But it's like you guys are like kind of like, come on, dude, you'll figure. Like, don't be a bitch. You don't need a live gecko. Come on, dude. That's kind of how I feel like what I'm hearing in my head now. So I'm trying to avoid live gecko, but I'm ready. Like if I'm in a situation with Dan and I got a banger and I'm like, this fucker needs to eat. Like we're at that point, then here come the geckos. But the geckos that's like the last resort for me on my whole roster of things I need to like. I think the geckos come before the freezer for sure. That's my thing. So
I think what you're also learning is that some of these designer clutches and designer outcross clutches, they're just different. They're different, not in a good way sometimes.
That's one way to say it.
Yeah, they can have their issues. Whether you get a lot of prolapses in a particular designer clutch, or poor feeders, or corkscrewers, or runner, whatever. The more that we learn and the more that I see locality crosses and strict locality pairings compared to designer pairings, I think there is a weakness somewhere in there in some of the animals. So I'm not surprised it's the calico clutch that you're noticing that with.
But hold on though, let's talk about the other calico clutch, the number 6. 8 have shed, 6 out of the 8 have eaten. Yep. So different fucking ball game.
Absolutely.
From what I'm seeing with this clutch, again, that's only half of it. So I don't know, but I'm a lot happier based off what I saw versus the other DTDs. I'll tell you that much. So
when you produce,
is that the same male, MJ, the calico? Same male?
Yeah, same male. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the female?
When you produce that many chondros in a season, MJ, or even over 3 seasons, you're going to see so much different stuff. I still see stuff every year that I haven't seen before, behavior-wise, and it's just
it's interesting though that it's consistent among a specific clutch.
Yeah.
It seems like you've had really good luck, or in this case, you've made one attempt and had not great luck, but they've all of them did it, which is kind of interesting. Was it the same? Or was it the same? Like what were the females that you bred the male to?
They're all high yellow BX, all import BX. Fuck psychotic.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all mean girls. Like which they calm. Dude, it's crazy. Some of them calm down a lot since laying. Like they'll still fuck you up, but they're just not as psychotic. Their demeanor's like calmed a little bit, but they're still fucking about that time. And so, but yeah, that's another thing. Like, I don't know. Like I don't know how these BX were established in Indo, where the fuck they came from, because they're all imports. But you got to realize, and I'm a true believer. Like if that neonate was a pain in the ass growing up, I think it has a chance of giving you pain in the ass babies. I've heard that somewhere. Maybe I'm on the show, but what do you think, Bill, about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the great debate, and a lot of the old school guys will pick holdbacks not based on their phenotype, but based on their feeding.
Yeah.
So again, I think there's certainly that theory. I don't know. I don't really have a dog in the fight there. I'm going to try to keep something alive, especially if it's really an animal that I was looking forward to producing. I'm going to do everything I can. And if it survives, then we can probably breed it,
Yeah. So yeah, Dan, I don't know. So what's your take, Dan, on the whole, like designer blood being something where you are going to be mostly uphill battles when it comes to establishing babies due to them being so potent? You a believer in that as well?
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with it. I guess it kind of, I've always heard usually the numbers are a lot smaller as far as, size of the clutch and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a take on that. I guess I'm on the fence. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Marshall, what about you, Marshall? I mean, you obviously have some of the most potent stuff when it comes to designers. Yeah. I mean, you've worked with a lot of babies throughout the years. Do you feel like that's the case?
I don't know. I've never really I don't keep detailed enough records to know. I mean, I would say most of the snakes that I have that make it to adulthood, I don't have a great record with assist feeders. So I think most, yes, I would say maybe half of them I get to survive. I know Bill's got a much higher success rate getting babies going, but I would say most of the adults that I have were good starters from the beginning. So I don't know. I've never really tracked it enough to be able to say, in my experience, these do this or these do that. But there are some people who have come on here and said that they have kept all their holdbacks, like you were saying, and that it does transfer to the babies. So who knows?
Yeah. I still think we're talking about a minority of like designer babies. I think the vast majority of the designer babies go on to, they'll take their first meal and they, they never look back.
Right. Right. It's true.
But I've had, I've got a few designer outcross clutches. I've produced a few under my belt, and just in limited experience, they seem to thrive. All of them seem to thrive compared to some of the designer clutches where I'm having to really work harder, at the neos or having difficulties with the neos, whether it's failure to thrive or prolapse or whatever. I just haven't had that experience in, my relatively smaller designer to locality, pairings. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Dan, let's give you some flowers, buddy. Definitely one of my favorite snakes that I've been seeing going on Instagram. This thing is fucking badass, dude. So this is a 2024 production, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, let's talk about it, man. This is nuts.
Yeah, it really is pretty cool looking. It's like khaki colored and black. It's I don't know where it came from.
What's the pairing on this?
So it was a yellow baby female, a lottery reptile. It was she's pretty high yellow. If you go back, you'll see some pictures of her, and then it was to a red male that. Pretty plain looking male. I mean, he has some actually. So the sire to that one you just showed, pretty plain looking. He's got some baby blues through him.
You got them paired up on your Instagram at all, Dan?
Do I have the pair? Yeah, it's on. I know I have pictures of. If you go.
I'm going down.
Yeah, they're in there. Oh yeah, so that's the end. Yeah, so it'll be in the middle. So. Where the babies from last year, I think I had a post. So you'll let me see. Is that one in the middle? No, that's not that one. No,
fire right there. Oh my
yeah,
God.
that's a nice calico.
Oh my God, dude! Jesus Christ, this thing is nuts. Wow. Dude.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I hope I get her to go this year.
Yellow neonate?
That's my favorite snake. That was a yellow baby. Yeah, actually, Texas really? Production. Wow. Ryan Glenn.
Marshall, you need to relax on the yellow neonates, buddy. They got potential, man. I don't know why you're so mean.
That's my favorite snake in my collection. I love that female. She's awesome.
That thing is badass right there, dude.
That is. That's really
nice. You said they came from Ryan Glenn. Do you know what the parents to that yellow?
Yeah, it was a undocumented BIAC male to it was a high yellow female. I think it came from like Mellow Yellow was one of the names I remember in the lineage. I have it. I just
it's a cool.
That's probably one of my favorite yellow neonates ever existed.
Yeah,
I think.
sure.
Than yellow.
I think that was a pretty big clutch too. And the funny story, I was just going to get a red from him, which I have a red, which is nice as well. And we chat. And he's like, if you this pairing, maybe a yellow baby, it wouldn't be a bad idea to get one. So I got one, and he thinks it's the best snake out of the whole clutch, and yeah, it's pretty nice looking, really cool. It's got a lot of blue in the green as well, and on its snout, it's really cool looking.
Saw that on the face.
Is mellow yellow? Was that like lemon tree? Did that?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I know that was on the dame side. Maybe that was the Grand Dame, I believe.
Okay.
Let me know if we're getting close to that.
Yeah, okay, so go back a little bit. That's the male right in the middle. That's the sire.
This guy right here?
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, dude, Bill, this looks like the sire, the A&W, the male that sired the clutch that you produced. Kind of looks like this male here. Not as blue in the face, but
Okay.
what was the background of this snake again, Dan? This came from Longtail Reptiles, you said?
Yep. So that's a full sibling to the female that laid for me this year, and she was definitely the standout out of all of the clutch mates. Yeah, she's fucking beautiful.
And she was paired. I'm sorry. So she was paired to what? I'm sorry. This guy was paired to what female?
Yeah. So if you go down a little bit, right there in the middle.
This girl right here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the mom. Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. And this a yellow neonate again, right? This is
that was a yellow. Yep.
And he was a red, obviously.
He was a red. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, there she is in the eggs.
Yeah, it's an impressive snake. And so a lot of these, okay. So going back to this snake here that we just looked at. Oh, go ahead, Bill.
So those are the parents of this one that we were just
this
talking
one right
about?
here. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that khaki color. Yep,
Yeah.
both of those next to each other there. Yep.
This one right here. This is fucking sick too. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
That one almost looks like a calico. I don't know. It's good. Definitely has a calico look to it.
That is impressive. And so, I'm sorry. How many do you still have of these in your? You held back most of these, Dan. I can't remember what you said.
I have 3 of them. 3 reds I held and 1 yellow, and then I still have a red that is someone else's, but it's still residing here at the moment.
All right. Well,
How many females did you pair this year, Dan?
I paired 1, 2, 3. I guess 3.5, you could say.
Fair enough.
Another yellow neonate.
And
oh my god.
so I did yeah. So those are sisters there. One's a red and one's a yellow.
Which one's the red? The one the one with less.
The red is the one with barely any green.
That is fire.
Yeah.
That's
fucking. Yeah, that is
crazy, dude.
I think I posted a couple pictures of her today.
Oh my god, that's what I'm talking about, bro. People are sleep. I'm not everyone, but goddamn,
Right
bro,
there. Yeah.
This is why you don't sleep on high yellows, man. This is nuts. Yeah. Yellow diamond.
What is that snake? Do you have baby pictures of that snake?
I do. Yep. I don't think I have them on the Instagram, but I can send them to you guys. Yeah.
Wow, this is it right here, right? One of them.
Yeah, that's the same girl. Yep.
Oh, but this came from John.
Yeah. John Leckie. Yep.
Leckie. Marshall, you gonna help me get John Leckie on the show, or Bill? Fucking dude, come on, let's get him on.
I don't know John. I think maybe we've met once or twice a long time ago, but I don't really know him that well. I think didn't most of his do a lot of his lines come
from Rob
Whirl a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what our,
yeah. Yeah, I actually got to go out and see him. Yeah, he's got quite a collection. Maybe I'll put in a word, see if I can get him on for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. Dude, I mean, would you say this kind of stands tall in your collection when it comes to top tier snakes, though?
Yeah, she's pretty special. Yeah, she's quite a snake. That's Bill's right hand man's got the brother to her.
Gasanova. This is Gasanova's sister.
Yeah.
Came from the barn, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Is this the one that kept a lot of the red baby color late into the color change? Okay.
Yeah, she's still got, in that picture you can't, I mean, I guess you can see quite a bit of it, but it really goes down a lot. from if you come down from the top, which, yeah, she still has all of it. That was 2 weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago.
Badass.
Cool looking snake.
She's 3 years old. That's a 3-year-old snake going on 4.
Yeah, 3.5. Yeah.
So let's talk about when you feel comfortable pairing such an important snake like this. Because obviously, you don't give me vibes that you're in a rush for anything, Dan. Like I could really see you enjoying the process with everything. But man, this is like anticipation to the fucking 10th power right now. Like this is a insane pairing. So what are you planning for this snake? Like when it comes to pairing, like when do you think she'll be ready?
I'm thinking, she'd be, because I try to start my pairings around, when it starts to cool here, probably similar like Bill. It's September-ish. It starts to cool down. Naturally, my room cools down just because temps start to drop from fall, and it kind of just all coincides together. So she'd be next year, possibly, but I don't have to. I got a lot of other stuff. So definitely in 20, so what's 25? Yeah, so 26 would be the soonest I would try it, depending.
So she'd be 4.5, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the girl that laid for me last year, that yellow female there, she was 4.5.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring this topic up tonight too, boys. Bill, obviously you've been in a position. Obviously, you too, Marshall. You guys been in positions where you held stuff back. They're females, and they're really potent stuff. Like really important high end stuff. When do you guys feel comfortable pairing a first time female? Throughout all these years of experience, like to this day, what's a go to for you guys? Whoever wants to go first.
I'm kind of like Dan. When I say a female's 4, she's really 4.5 most of the time. And so I'm very comfortable pairing at 4.5 if they've done everything perfect along the way. And really for me, that's about 50-50 or even more. So I would say I pair about half of my females when they're 4.5 and the other half when they're 5.5. So around there.
I think the 4.5's a pretty good age. Like you said, like Bill said, if they get the body weight on and everything's no issues with anything. And
yeah.
Same. They can breed earlier. My first clutch I ever got female was 2.5. So
God damn, Marshall!
Wow, Marshall, you pedo,
big.
Man.
I was pumping
pedo,
rats.
There's laws against that.
What the fuck?
I was pumping medium rats. I was pumping her medium rats already. And
I bet you were. God damn,
25
dude.
eggs, and the male was 18 months. It's,
Yeah.
Hey, how long that female live for?
Dude, I got more clutches from her than any other snake that I've ever owned. I got either 4 or 5 clutches from her. And she was a sarong. She was captive bred. She was from Nerd. So
real captive bred for sure.
Wow. I'm glad you did that.
Wow.
Yeah. But man, I got 4. She was a sarong type, and I got 4 clutches, either 4 or 5. Which is,
How do you know you knew the actual age of that snake? That's what I want to know.
Because I got her as a baby.
Like she was unchanged.
She was yellow, yeah.
All right.
These things, these things are crazy. Nothing surprises me now when I hear stuff like that. Or who did we have on? Was it just last week? Somebody was saying they bred a female 7 years in a row. Who did we have on last week? I'm totally blanking out. Who was last week? We didn't have the visual. We just had the audio.
Last week was the audio.
No, Chuck Vogel.
Oh, Chuck Vogel. Oh, Chuck. Yeah.
Chuck.
Oh, Chuck. Yeah.
I think Chuck was saying he had like a female that went like 7 years in a row, never a year off.
Yeah. Yep.
Just crazy stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, that's why you can't really be too judgy on how people do things. Because there's so many different ways on how to do things, and some things just work for certain people. But I can tell you what, we guarantee Mark was not pairing at 2.5 years old ever again.
I just think it's so animal specific. I think, you're talking about big time outliers, animals that can lay 7 years in a row, or females that can breed at 2.5. Way outliers, right?
Yeah.
And keep in mind, 2.5. Like back then, it wasn't the age. It was 1,000 grams.
Yeah, you go to the
that
size.
snake was 1,000 grams in 2.5 years.
Yeah,
and went on to breed and produce 4 clutches.
Yeah,
over
and
her life.
You were ball python feeding that girl.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, that's just what you did back. That was my first 2 snakes, first 2 or 3 snakes.
You look at Maxwell's book. You know, he fed everything medium rats.
Yeah, heavy rat feeders back then, right, Marshall?
Not
just
like Eugene told me.
Yeah.
Eugene told me at the very beginning. He said, "Get them on rats as soon as you can." So he was at the time. He told me get them on like before, instead of like something you would really never. I would never think about doing it now. But instead of going to a hopper mouse, go to a rat pink. Was his advice? Get them on rats as soon as possible. And
I do that now. I don't do rat pinks, but I'll do a rat fuzzy because I produce my own rats too, and I'm noticing like some of these rat fuzzies are like fucking dwarfed. Like they're either they're malnourished or something, but they're a lot smaller than their other.
Yeah, I think it's because they don't get enough. They're like runtier, and they don't get in there and fight for the milk. Yeah.
Yeah. So dude, if I see something like that, I'll give to one of my holdbacks from last year. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll give a rat because. But mind you, I don't just stick on rats. I kind of bounce back and forth, and I'll still throw a quail in there. I don't care. Like if they're shitting, they're doing good, dude. Like can't be bad for their gut system to have different types of like meats. And mind you, some of this day old quail has yolk in them. You know what I mean? That's just all nutrition. It's all good for you. You know what I mean? So
I agree 100%.
And shout to John Irby, but John's like, so you're feeding button quail? Like, what's the point? And I'm like, well, buddy, join the Patreon. And I'm just kidding. No, but I will say, dude, based off my experience with that BI clutch I had last year, which I was all like, remember, I was all for like button quail maybe being a first prey item for these, which not the case, but there is a moment. Right? No, way too big. Yeah. There is a moment though, after that 3rd, 4th pink, if you have, and mind you, if it's a good size one, I will notice too, Bill, like we talked about, some of these Neos aren't as big as the other ones. Like they all have kind of different structures to them.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah,
the variability is incredible on the size they come out, and and the rate they grow.
Yes,
it's off the charts sometimes.
So if I see one that if I see one that has that rate of growth and it's looking good, dude, I give them like, if I start implementing button quail, dude, they just they grow, they become little monsters. I'm telling you, my people freak out when they see my holdback BX from last year, dude. They're fucking big, dude. They don't look unhealthy big. They just look big. Like they look fucking ready to take on the world. So mind you, I don't like to keep them stuck on that, but I don't think it's gonna hurt. And I'm sure that yolk does something, dude. I
think the feathers too, like all the roughage, that's gotta help too.
Got it. But it's better than just having nothing but just one source of fucking fat and protein, right? Like I think having the diverse, like something really fatty, something not as fat, something lean, something chunky, whatever, dude. But throwing all that mixture shit while they're growing up, I think is dude. I'm telling you, you do that, you're gonna create some. You're gonna be growing some little monsters. I'm a huge believer in it. But then again, anecdotal, right, Bill? Who fucking knows?
And MJ, it doesn't hurt that they're Beox, right? The biggest locality chondro, that there is out there.
Yeah. So, but also, mind you, though, like I have, I've raised a lot of BX, Bill. Like as far as like stuff that I didn't produce, like obviously, like my whole foundation is based off BX for the most part when it comes to locality, and a lot of stuff I raise as babies. But also, I didn't have nowhere near the amount of knowledge I had 5-6 years ago. When it came to feeding, I was very scheduled and just feeding one thing back then. So yeah, just so many things to kind of geek out about and learn about. And again, yeah, I don't think it hurts to experiment with stuff like this. I really don't, especially when you're seeing things for yourself, and you have the amount of numbers that you have. Like no one else is going to tell you to play fucking Mr. Scientist. Like you got to figure it out. You got to just kind of geek out with it from time to time. So like the ultrasound, right? Same shit. Yeah,
it's a lot of the fun of playing around with these things.
It's putting on the good old lab coat, right, Bill?
There you go. Getting your science groove on.
So let's come to the UVB projects. I'm just kidding. All right, so Dan, overall, I know you like to keep it like less is more when it comes to production size, right? Like your goal is two clutches a year, 3 clutches, or are you looking to kind of up things up if you had to, or if we can? Like where do you see a happy medium production wise each year?
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, I think 3 is good, but sometimes you want to test the limits if you're having decent success, just to maybe have one of them home run years like what you had this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the classic plan where, I'm going to breed 4 females. Hopefully 2 of them go.
2 of them go.
But then they all go, or
Right.
one of them goes, or one of them does what your female does. You just.
I was going to say earlier, I wonder if that'll change if people will start ultrasounding on a regular basis, like I know a lot of ball python breeders do. I know
Probably.
they do that mainly to, not waste the male, on females that are not ready.
There's going to be a lot of the there's going to be a lot of the ball python practices kind of coming over to the chondro game, but they're not all going to work. They're all like popping your neonate at a young age.
Yeah.
That ain't going to work, buddy.
No, not that. But the ultrasound, I mean, I don't know any. I mean, I know Rico used to do it, but I don't know that he ever did it like religious, like as a matter of just like coming in and changing water bowls. Okay, today I'm going to change water bowls. Tomorrow it's ultrasound day, and just go through and ultrasound every female that's of breeding size. I bet if you did that, consistently, there'd be a lot of good data to be had, and it may change things.
I agree. I agree with that, but I think that there is a larger learning curve in ultrasounding chondros, and I think it's less important because we're not trying to spread one male out with 6 or 8 females.
But is that why? Is that why we do 4 pairings if you want to? Or is that? I mean, is it because we're pairing females that we don't know if they're ready or not? I mean, if you're pairing a female and the male locks, they're like, some males will just lock with anything. But if the female's not ready, it's just you're wasting your time.
Wasted.
Seeing all these locks, but I mean, it's not doing anything if the female's not ready. And you may never know that without the ultrasound.
But then you don't know, is the female going to develop follicles because she's locking?
Yeah. Creates
you don't know, you don't, it's kind of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. So again, first of all, a lot of people, the ball python guys, they'll have 50 females. There's not a lot of people that have 50 chondro females.
Not yet, Bill. There's some motherfuckers, and Bill, there's some, and you know this firsthand. There's some people on a mission out there, dude. Like they're acting like it's fucking. Let's stock up my room, dude. Like I need every fucking female you have, and it's like, holy shit, dude. Like, but guess what? That's what's coming. That's that ball python energy. You can't stop it. Like the motherfuckers, they got the money and they think they know it all, so they're gonna think they can just fucking stack everything they can. But I don't know. It's a dangerous game to play. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's different. I think that you can bring some of the ball python knowledge into chondros. But MJ, like you said, I think some of that will get you in trouble. Power feeding is going to get you in trouble. I know, people back in the day got away with it. Marshall got away with it. I think a lot of times, though, you're not going to get away with it. Can
you swallow that big lesson pill, right? That expensive big lesson pill that the chondro game fucking teaches you. Fucking endless, okay? Like, can you stomach that? You fucked up and killed that snake because you thought you could do that. And if you can, and you can learn from it, that's what this is all about. Because there's been times where I got in my own way sometimes because I thought I was doing something right, and I wasn't. So, and sometimes you don't, you could be doing something you think you're doing right for a long time until, holy shit, look at the size of that prolapse.
Just for the record, I would never recommend anybody breed their female at 2.5.
Thank you, Marshall. I was getting worried. Fuck, dude.
Well, we know that we know that happened a long time ago, and like you said, at the time, that's the way people were doing things, and sometimes you can get away with it. I think they got away with it, quite a bit. But yeah, I think patience and persistence is going to be your friend, and a lot of that is hard for ball python people to grasp because they're breeding females when they're 2. They can get a female up to 1,500 grams when they're 2 years old. They think, well, I can do that with chondros. And I think for the most part, that is not going to do them well in the long run.
Well, we just know that ball pythons are so forgiving, dude. Like you could you could get away with doing some bullshit with ball pythons, like and still get a clutch. You could still make it happen. It just doesn't work like that with chondros. Like, like I'm telling you, and it's not fun, like, either, when you realize, like, everything that you thought you were doing to get a shortcut, dude, no, that's not the way. Like, Dan, what do you think of shortcuts in green tree pythons? Do those go hand in hand together when you think of that?
No, definitely not. The other thing too, now there's no, I mean, I don't know, these people coming over, you don't know from if you're going to get babies, you don't know what they are. We don't have the shed sexing anymore.
No.
And moving, if you can find any adult females, that just doesn't work well. That's not a good idea, in my opinion. They just don't acclimate well. You get a 4 or 5 year old that's been raised somewhere else, and then you bring her in and think you're going to breed her that year, and everything's just different. That's crazy. That's Russian roulette, in my opinion. It doesn't work. I don't believe it works well at all.
So, Bill, I want to know what your answer has been to this question that I'm sure you get all the time, because you got somebody who's looking to get into this and they want to buy a few animals, but they want females. They're like, well, how do I know if I buy these 6 chondros, like, what the sex ratio is going to be? And the answer is you don't. But what does somebody do, like, Bill, like, if they raise up 6 fucking goddamn males? You know what I mean? Because I have people ask me that all the time, and I say, well. And I hate to say that you got to go look to trade with somebody, but what is a good answer to that, Bill? Like, what would you say to somebody if that happens?
Well, I mean, I think, if using your scenario of 6 neos, the chance that them all growing up to be male, do the math. It's very, very rare.
Rare, but it could still be like one female to 4 fucking males or 5 male. It could still be that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I that happens to me every year. I hold back animals, and I don't like to sex them till they're about 18 months old.
Yeah.
And when you sex them and they're male, I haven't had any trouble moving those males, because an 18-month-old male can be a very powerful tool. Yeah. In your chondro game. And when you get it at 18 months old or 2 years old, they typically transition very well into a new environment. And, then you've got a potential real powerhouse, because male chondros can breed at 3. And I don't think there's any risk to try breeding them at 3, unlike trying to breed a 3-year-old female, where you're introducing risk. So I would just say people that, they have the bad luck of being male heavy, I don't think it's as bad as people think that it is.
Yeah, and on the flip end of things, and bless all those people's hearts out there who like they're confident that they have females based off the sheds, and the snake's like 6 months.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, stop saying you got fucking females, dude. When you haven't seen his dicks yet, just wait. They're gonna pop up. You know what I mean? But. Dude, I rather wait. I hate probing. Probing scares me. Like, I don't like you, maybe because I don't have 2 hands. I don't have extra hands. I don't want to bother Lily, and so I'd like to wait for the sheds. But man, I've had some. I thought for sure females that all of a sudden, where the fuck those little dicks come from? You know what I mean? And so that's why it's kind of like.
Listen, a lot of very experienced chondro people and breeders don't probe their animals.
Yeah.
But again, like the ultrasound, I think it's a really valuable tool to have. If you're able to do it, and again, it comes with practice. And you do, Patrick can do it by himself, but I do, I think it's really helpful to have that second pair of hands. And that second pair of hands doesn't have to be experienced. All they have to do is straighten out the body.
Hold. Yeah, that's
all they have to do is hold it. You control the head. They straighten out.
Grab them. Yeah, just hand the head off. Just like once they get the feel of it, like don't squish it, just hold it just tight enough where it can't move, but you're not like putting any pressure on it,
Yeah, and then probing them is really, as long as you don't force anything, it's not difficult to do, especially if you've had experience probing like ball pythons. There's nothing magical about it. I think you should do it. I think you should try it. Again, at a larger animal. Hell, Patrick probes freaking neos, and he's comfortable doing it. But, I think it's just, again, another valuable tool to have. I think you should be able to do it. If you're going to be a chondro breeder, I think you should know how to probe chondros.
Yeah. Brandon Wheeler, cruise on over. Need your help. Use your hands. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I again, anticipation for me is fun. Like but I want to know exactly what the fuck I got too. That'd be cool, especially male wise. You never know if you have that male. Well, I mean, I don't have anything I'm really concerned about male or female now currently, like from like last year, but like the stuff that I'm raising up, like I want to know out of those calico holdbacks, like
Sure.
what's a female, what's a male for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of time at 18 months, you're not getting accurate sheds. You know,
It depends on if you're trying to sell them or not, too, right?
Yeah.
sell them or hold them back.
Patrick's making a statement. He's saying he never does neos. They got to be eating large hoppers before he probes them. So,
Well, large hoppers, to me, that's still an animal that's less than a year old. So maybe not a neo, but, you know, still a relatively small animal.
God bless if you fucking call a 14-month chondro neo. Patrick's fucking, that's not a neo, bro. Stop calling it a neo, man. Just kidding. Love you, Patrick. Yeah, so I don't know. What about you, Dan? Like, you're kind of, you ever probe, or is that important to you as far as knowing what the sexes are, or what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. I've tried it a couple of times, but I don't have a good helper. So the helper has to be not afraid. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, Dan. Overall, do you feel like with what's going on with the green tree python game in a sense with the growth, like do you feel like we're going to see a lot more success with a lot of these green tree python clutches that are starting to be produced with other people? Like, how do you feel like overall the success is going to be on a level playing field when it comes to the green tree python game?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to really, be in it and have a passion for it, because it's not an overnight thing. It's a long game to get to that point. So you got to really, I guess, I don't know, if people think they're driven by money and think they're going to make $1 million doing this, then that's not going to work out. If you just really love the species and you want to put the time in, then yeah, I think you can have success. Absolutely.
I don't know about what you've been hearing out there, Bill, or even you, Marshall, or Dan, but like bragging how much money you're spending in the green tree python game isn't going to guarantee any success. Like I feel like money's being thrown out there a lot, like figured wise. Like I spend, like this much on this snake, and it's like that's cool, dude. But spend all the fucking money you want. Like none of that's gonna guarantee a goddamn thing. You know what I mean? And mind you, I hear people fucking getting loans from banks and shit to buy some of these snakes, and that is crazy to me. You're going into the green tree python game already in debt. Like that's fucking
yeah.
It is
That's not the way to do it.
Oh, that is not. Dude, that's not how to have fun. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that puts a lot of stress. Puts a lot of stress in the equation. And
why? Yeah,
it does. It has to suck a lot of the fun out of it when you're really depending on that return on investment. I wouldn't want to be in that position, and I wouldn't recommend it. We've heard about it long before Chondros, people maxing out credit cards to buy ball pythons.
Yeah.
Mortgaging their house. Fuck credit cards. Like taking out a second mortgage on your house to buy snakes.
Yeah.
It's risky. It's very risky.
I never had the balls to do it. A lot of people have, and a lot of people, in the ball python world have been successful taking that risk. It's a big high risk reward. But I think it's even in the chondro game, even higher risk and less reward by doing it. And now that the ball python market isn't what it was 10 years ago, there's probably a lot less people investing and mortgaging their house and putting on credit cards to buy ball pythons now. But I guess, MJ, from what you're saying, it's happening in the chondro world now. And, I wish those people well. I think it provokes a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress.
Yeah, just because all that anxiety and stress is coming no matter what. Like, even if you are like Mr. just like Dan, you're so chill. This is why I love you, Dan, because you just give me like laid back vibes. You know what I mean? This is why I love Marshall and Bill, like just laid back here to have fun. But we all know as laid back as you want to be, as fucking cool as you want, it's still going to be stressful. Like you're still like you just said, you talked to David Brahms, like about fucking wanting you to not jump. You know what I mean? Like, why add more to the fucking goddamn horrendousness of stress and late night sleeps and fucking dude. Oh my God, bro. Like it's coming already. Like why make it?
Yeah. This is supposed to be what we do to let off steam.
Yeah.
Right.
Not to build stress. The stress is the real world. The chondros are go away escape route, and to make them more stressful than they already are in the best case scenario is it's a tough road to hoe.
Well, I think that's where, the sleepless nights and the stress and all. I mean, if you're just keeping them, like, you're not breeding them, then yeah, they're awesome. It's when you get into the breeding, and that's when you can start losing animals and, not getting babies to eat, and just all these crazy things can happen.
Or even, a step further, when I have to ship animals, it's stressful. That's stressful 24 hours.
Yeah.
Making sure that they get there, safely and on time and all that. It's another layer of stress that you can't control that. It is what it is. But
Right.
you can't control, maxing out your credit cards or mortgage in your house. That's another level of stress you don't need to be putting on yourself.
What did they say? They say there's like so many millions different ways to die. I think there's so many different millions ways to fucking stress about chondros. Like you have no idea. Like
Definitely.
it just doesn't stop. And a lot of it's out of your control. Look what happened to Vin, dude. Imagine guess what? Your bank approved your fucking $500,000 loan to go buy chondros. You did it. You come home, they're all burnt down. Now what, asshole? Way to go, dude. I'm just saying, like, you don't fucking know what the fuck's in store for you, dude. A lot of bad luck, maybe. So why be in debt? Like, man, it makes my stomach turn. Like
Again, man, it's high risk. It's high risk, high reward. If you are the person who pulls it off, like you'll kill it.
Great,
man.
Yeah.
That's one out of 10.
But part of the reason why we breed these things is that riding the edge, of fulfillment versus the potential just terribleness that can come with it. I mean, part of it, at least to me, part of the allure and part of the reason that I enjoy it, even after all these years, is because it's risky. No matter what you do, there's a level of stress that's already pre-built into it. And part of that stress, whether it's, you're in a high-end job, a stressful job or whatever, part of it is what feeds that. I mean, I get that, but to go that next level, to me, it's just not in my risk tolerance, would you say?
Yeah, man. Less is more when it comes to the risks. I'll tell you that much. Because, like I said, you could be perfect. You could abide by all the rules out there, even though there's no rules. But you could be
everything right.
I'm gonna listen to everything Mr. Stiegel says and everything Marshall says. I'm never gonna do anything wrong. Well, guess what? That's cool. But the chondros don't give a fuck. I'll tell you that much. That male that's getting choked out by that female because you turned your back. They don't. Good luck. Well, you better fucking break it up, or you better shut the lights off like Bill would do.
Shut the lights off and leave immediately.
Yep.
Knock it off, you two.
See you all tomorrow.
It never happened.
I will say that a lot of that stress is alleviated by numbers.
Yeah.
Numbers. If you're breeding one female and something just absolutely terrible happens, that's a long ass year or 2 years for that female to recover. But if you're breeding 6 or 7 or 8, you can expect the bad stuff to happen, but you can also expect more good stuff to happen than bad. You take your licks, but I'll just tell you from experience, because for many years I was like Dan and MJ, your first couple of years breeding 1 or 2 females, and that's make or break. That's make or break your year.
Yeah, dude. Bill, it's funny. Bill, you know what's funny? You say that. Remember when you first came to Trap Fest and you helped me assist fed that clutch that I had?
Yeah.
And dude, that clutch made me sick so much that year because that's the only clutch I had. And I thought in my head, like, dude, you have to, like, this is your one and only chance to like solidify yourself in the green tree python game, because you have the babies. Like, it was so important to get these babies to eat to me, and they all died. They all fucking didn't make it. But I remember like losing sleep because how bad I wanted these fucking babies to eat, dude.
Yeah.
And now
when you're sitting on 60 or 70, God, you know, now it's more like, shit happens, right? You know,
it really is, man. I mean, especially with, expecting, I was expecting a lot of knotted fucking babies. Like I thought I was gonna have to do a lot of umbilical cord unties, like, and I don't want to talk about this yet, but fuck it. I've had at least 4 to 5 poops, no prolapses. You know what I mean? Like on over 40 babies. That's a lot. Like I was expecting fucking 30 prolapses or something. Like, you know what I mean? But the fuck, Bill, what are you gonna do, man?
Yeah, you just you take your licks and try not to do anything crazy. Try not to mortgage your house or run up your credit cards. And
try
then
real hard.
Happens. It's a lot easier to just, let whatever happens after a little bit of experience. And, when you start working with larger numbers.
Yeah. I think also too, man, like we all know once you get a taste of this, like let's say you buy your first Bill Stiegel production and then you get a second one, dude, you can't go too much longer without getting another one. It's like getting a tattoo. It's like, you're like, fuck, dude, like you love what you just got and you admire it, but a couple months goes by, and the funds are looking pretty good. Want to add another one? Why not? But there has to come a time and place when you got 10 or 12 of these fuckers. Just let them grow up, dude. Like just calm down. Stop adding fucking shit because you're not dude. Just let them grow up. Enjoy the process of them growing up because I don't understand the whole keep dumping money when you're growing up shit. Unless the goal is to be Rico and you want to fucking produce a shit ton of, then okay, God bless, add as much as you want. But you would say there's definitely a time and place, Bill, when you got what you have, let that shit grow up and let's see what you do with it, right?
You bet. And then, if things go well and then you start to produce those animals and, then you start to have snake money to play with.
Yeah.
And then it makes that palatable, makes much more palatable, drop $5,000 on a new Neo. Well, I just sold, a couple Neos and now I can afford to spend, and you're not having to mortgage the house or sell your car or whatever.
You don't want to you don't want to slit your wrist if the thing dies, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly. It's much easier to justify an animal that you purchase that doesn't do well if you've purchased it with snake money versus, you sold the car, for that animal.
We all know in Great Street Pythons, what's worth more than money in this game is that nice holdback chondro that you have. That trading power that I've learned from Patrick Holmes, dude. Mm-hmm. Yep. Patrick could get whatever the fuck he wants out there if he wanted to, because of the trading power that he has. And and like Marshall, God, once this guy finally wakes up out of bed and says, you know what, I can let something go. Holy shit. We don't know when the fuck that's gonna be. I don't fucking. Have you had any dreams about selling a snake yet, Marshall? What's going on? I'm just curious. Like, what's your like?
No, not really.
No. Okay.
Well, Marshall, in a sense, is kind of in a 2.0 rebuilding part. Where he's
because he took some licks. He took a lot of licks throughout the years, and now he's here. Right, Marshall? Like you haven't been able to hold back.
I still have empty adult cages. I'm not going to anymore soon because I've got all the holdbacks are about to be moved up. But while I've got empty adult cages, there's no reason to sell anything.
Okay, Marshall, there's going to be a time and place where there's going to be no racks on that wall right there, right? Maybe. So what's going to go there? What are you going to put on that wall?
Who knows? I mean, I can fit about another probably 15 visions there if I wanted.
You going to get a tree monitor finally or no?
I doubt it.
I
doubt it, man. Like I've thought about romanticize the idea about it, but I think just the day-to-day would I don't think I can do it.
It's not bad, but once you get a pair and once you add it, it's fucking a pain in the ass, dude. They're work.
Yeah.
I get the sense out there that more people that are enjoying and getting into chondros are deciding that keeping them exclusively is what they want to do. MJ, I think you're going through some of that too, right? I mean, you've dumped a lot of species that you've traditionally worked with as you've gotten more involved in the chondros, and I see it a lot.
But it was all distractions, man. Like all that was keeping me from like the actual dream, and that's what's behind me. Like I had a bunch of sick shit because I was influenced easily. Look, like Forrest fucking dude, he got me to like a lot of cool species, and then being friends with Steven didn't help. And so like I just was all about getting all that cool rare shit, but it was all overhead, man. And mind you, like a lot of it, I was not focusing breeding wise like I was with the chondros and like scrubs and Papua olives. Like, dude, you got to really have focus on that shit. And that's why, like, goddamn, Ryan Young, I don't know how he does it, man. Like, that guy's a fucking freak of nature, dude. Like, to be able to have that success with emeralds, chondros, scrubs, Amazons, like, bro, every year, dude, like that guy is breeder of the millennium, bro. Like, that guy is the fucking man, right?
Well, he and Patrick are the only two people that come to my mind that have been able to do that successfully for a long time. Most people, you know, I love Kush and I love Forrest, but they haven't been successful producing chondros on a large scale. Well, maybe because that's not important to them.
Right. No.
But I think that it, you know, really, if you want to produce chondros, you really have to focus on them.
Yeah.
You know, even Justin, you know, has said that chondros, although he's had them and he has other species, he's not focusing on even trying to produce them. You know, he's got to really be focused and dialed in on his ball python projects. And so.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this, that my chondro production and success has gone down with the increase in ball pythons over the years. If you looked, if you mapped that out or charted it out, ball python production up, chondro production down.
Now though, now it's going to turn around though. Now we're flipping the script,
trying to reverse it. Yeah.
No, there's no trying. We are reversing. There's no trying, dude. It's reversing for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Dan,
riding the ship.
Yeah.
Dan, do you keep other species?
Yeah, I got some ball pythons. They're pretty much just pets now, and I think that's it. I'd like to get a couple of basins. I wish I had gotten a few earlier, but maybe soon.
But see, even basins, right? Like, here's another thing, right? Like, I love that I have a huge influence with like what people want to keep coming into the arboreal game. But dude, like, I'm separating all my chondros from my emeralds because I feel like, dude, it's a different species. Like, what you'll get worked and locked in for chondros isn't going to be the same for the emeralds. I'll tell you that right now. So if you are in the position like I was and building both, I would highly consider separating your emeralds from your chondros. 100%.
What do you mean separating them?
Like out of the room?
Give them their own wall or give them like their own room. Basic. They need their own ambient. They need like. They are kept warmer. So the way my room is set, like Bill, you've been in this room, so you know I have a split, and Marshall, you've been here too, so you know I have that wall that's right here. Well, just by having this wall, that side of the trap where the garage is at, where the sun hits, it's way warmer. Like it's naturally warmer on that side. And so obviously I want to hold a lot of the chondros back. I want to keep growing the chondros. So I decided the way I'm dialing things down with the other species, I'm making more room on that side for all the emeralds. So I'm going to put a lot of the emerald adults from here over there and just keep the chondros over here. And I'm still surprised I got luck with the emeralds on this wall. But dude, that emeralds box has different heat than everything else around it. I have to like mess with it and specifically like do all this special stuff for that one emerald versus not having to fuck with it if it's on that side of the wall and it's already set. You know what I mean? So that's just my suggestion out there. If somebody out now, mind you, keep them exactly the same. There's no difference. You could keep a fucking emerald exactly how you keep a chondro. I will say the humidity, even though chondros do like higher humidity, they could still give you good sheds without high humidity. Emeralds, dude, if you don't have high humidity, you're gonna get stuck sheds, dude. I'll tell you that right now. And those aren't fun. But yeah, I just know that the popularity, not there. Emeralds are not where the chondros are at. Don't get me wrong, but man, the emeralds' popularity is growing. Like it's like Dan said, he wants basins. And I feel like that's a lot of the usual like growth in the arboreals. People come to chondros and eventually start looking at some basins and some emeralds, some northerns for the most part. Unless you're like Bill, you don't want your hands to be fucked with because they're precious. You know, then
they're not precious. They're not precious. They're not precious anymore.
Actually, yeah, they are, Bill. Compared to your neonates, they're pretty fun. You got some good steady hands, I heard still, buddy. I heard you haven't missed a step yet.
Well, you know, it just goes back to thinking, you know, we all have these grand ideas about growing these large chondro collections. And, you know, I've got 12 breeder female chondros, maybe 14. I do this full time. I do this every day. Now I'm not working my ass off doing it, but this is what I do. And to have significantly more gravid females than I've had this year, I wouldn't want it. I mean, it's too much work. And it's just, I think that's why I don't hold back a lot of animals, because my adult collection is relatively established, and God, I don't want to do more than that. It's not like having 50 female ball pythons breed every year, where it's just the babies are, easy to establish and, at least until recently, easy to sell. And it's just chondros are different. And, I just think that there comes a certain limit of animals that you'll want to keep, breed, and produce.
So, okay, Bill, what year is this? Have you been holding back designers now? This is your 5th or 6th year?
Holding back designers?
Like your own production, like designers that you produce, that you're like that you've held back. Because I know Contagious, that's a designer that you held back, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've got animals that I produced 10 years ago.
Right. So the thing is, this is my first year ever producing stuff other than pure locality that has any kind of designer blood. And I've never got to hold any of that back yet. So I know my goal someday is to be exactly where you're at, where I have the females that are the exact females that I want to make the sickest shit that I can make and be cool with it. But like I have to get there first. I don't have that stock yet, and that obviously takes time and whatnot. But that's a goal of mine, to have exactly what you have, to where I don't need to hold back shit, because I got a fucking arsenal. Like I got everything I want, Yeah.
It takes a lot of time, no doubt about it. There's no answer. There's no shortcut to that. That's just, it is what it is. And Marshall can tell you, it's just time. You just have to put the time in, and you have to be patient. And before you know it, you're breeding 2 females, 3 females, 6 females, 8 females. And then you get to a point where you go, I don't want to breed any more than that, even though, I have them right here ready to go. But I'm not going to breed you. I'm going to just wait till next year,
Yeah. All right. Wrap up topic of the episode. I'll go first, and then we'll go with Dan and Marshall. And then if you have anything you want to wrap up with, Dan, please, the floor will be all yours. But my wrap up question for you, Dan, at the end of the day, you've seen a lot, this is how many years you've been in the Chondro game now?
A long time. I mean, been keeping them. I think my first one was 2009.
Right. So if somebody were to come, if somebody new were to come to you right now and ask you, like, what's the best way to know what project to invest in, what would be your answer to that? Like, how would you help someone delegate their first investment project into the Green Tree Python game? Like, what would you tell them?
Project wise, I mean, I think that's maybe individual specific. Everybody likes different looks and stuff, but I mean, my recommendation would be to, buy some babies from, some reputable guys that have been doing it, and, they're passionate about it, and maybe get a few animals from some different people like that. And, just learn about them, take care of them, get them thriving, and enjoy the ride.
Yeah. A lot of that is budget oriented, right? I mean, there's some people that can afford, don't spend outside your limits on these things. I get people a lot wanting to buy a high-end designer animal. They've never kept an arboreal species in their life. And I try to talk them out of that, get a nice locality, a captive bred locality animal from a reputable source, and enjoy that animal. And, if you have success with it in a year, and, and your funds are, allow it, then, get a designer animal. Just go slow, that would be my advice. Go slow, and just learn and make sure that they're right for you. Rico said it, chondros aren't for everybody.
Right.
Just go slow, and just don't go crazy.
Right on. All right, Bill, what's your wrap-up question or topic for tonight?
I was going to ask Dan, what was the last animal that he brought in? And also, what would be like next on your horizon to introduce into your collection? You've got Neos now, and what would be next?
The last animal I brought in, I think it was just 2 years ago. I want to say, Jesus, I can't even remember. I think it was a baby from Patrick, I believe. One of his pairings he did, I think it was 23 or something. It had a bunch of it was a snake he got from Forrest that he bred out. I got a baby from that.
Okay.
That was the lemon tree or the lemon.
Yeah.
It
Had a bunch of stuff in it. Yep.
How's that snake doing?
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's doing.
nice.
Yeah, it was a
yellow?
red. No, it was a red baby. It's multicolored at the moment. I gotta post some pictures of it.
Yeah, after this show, whenever you get a chance, I want to see pics of that snake. Can you send it to me?
Yeah. Definitely.
Cool.
And
What was the second part, Bill?
what would you are you thinking about bringing anything else in, or if you would, like, what would be your next project that you'd want to introduce in your collection?
Oh, hey, tell what's coming, Dan. Go and let him know.
My newest thing I think that's going to be coming is trap production. I want it in the auction.
Oh, fantastic.
I think I got beat out, but I think MJ secretly wanted me to have it. I don't know.
I make the rules, dude. You won. You're good. Don't worry about it. And you already paid, so that's it. You win.
Oh, very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited, Dan. And Dan, I told you I'm sending you one of the nicest BX. One I wanted to hold back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That was a great night with that whole raffle and charity. It was a great cause. That was good.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It was awesome. All right, Marshall, what you got? Send us home, buddy.
Dan, are you coming to Bill's?
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
I will be there. The tickets are already bought.
Yeah.
Heather's gonna come with you?
Yeah, Heather's coming with me. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to chatting with your wife, Bill.
Good.
Yeah. Is this your third annual Bill Stiegel party or the fourth?
I think it's my second, but I've been out to Bill's non-party.
Okay.
I could have sworn I met you more than once at Bill's, but maybe it just was last year. Maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, I think last year was the first year I met you in person. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm excited every year for Bill's party, but I'm so extra excited for this year. I don't know why.
I'm stoked too. Can't wait.
This one's
It's going to be here.
It's
It's going to be here before you know it. I mean,
It's a month
Yeah,
away.
no,
It's a month
a
away.
couple away right now.
yeah.
First one in the pool, just so you know.
Yeah.
It's going down. Fuck yeah, dude. Well, anything you want to close out with, Dan? Anything you like to, any statements? Anything you want to say to all the trappers, all the viewers? The floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah, no, I just I'm honored to come on. I'm glad you guys reached out, wanted to bring me back on. I love this stuff, love the community. The tight knit, great guys. Met a lot of great people, and I appreciate all the love and support. And I love talking snakes with anyone. So anyone wants to learn or teach me, I love it. I really do. It's one thing that I enjoy.
Badass, man.
I feel like it makes me feel like a little kid, and I'm middle-aged. So,
I think naturally I like to be like a little kid, but this gives me a good excuse, like that.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, this is great. I love. That's why I love it so much. Like, it keeps me young. But
that's
yeah,
awesome.
where can people follow you at? Where, if people want to message you, why don't you drop where your IG plugs at and all that stuff?
Yeah, just at SnakeMan78. That's the only social media I have, and definitely anyone can reach out to me. Actually, I'm going to be having some nice designer babies available, so if anybody, definitely reach out, and or just talk snakes, whatever. That's the best place to reach out. At SnakeMan70. I think you got the plug in there, anyways. But.
Yeah, all the links are in the description below. Go give him a follow. But Dan, thanks for coming by. It's a wrap. Give it up for Dan the Man DeLuca, ladies and gentlemen.
See you in a month, Dan. See you in a month.
Thanks, Dan. See
you guys soon. Tequila shots when we get together.
Absolutely.
All right, later, Dan. Thank you so much, bro.
See you guys.
Peace.
See you, Dan.
What a guy. So cool. Good episode. What do you think, Marshall?
Yeah, man. I love Dan. I met him at Bill's for the first time last year and talked to him. And what's his wife or?
Yeah, his wife. Her name's
Heather.
Heather,
okay,
yeah. Super
met
sweet.
her. Really cool.
Yeah.
I love people from Boston, man.
Yeah, I love Boston, man. Yeah, I love people from Boston. Bill, I didn't even ask you, what's the RSVP list looking like this year? Normally we're kind of chatting about it.
Yeah.
I haven't asked what the lineup looks like this year. How many deep?
It's funny. I was going to talk to you really this week. We kind of need to start to get that list going.
Okay. All right.
I've obviously had a lot of RSVPs from people, but we need to get the invites out. So I'll get together with that. I think there's going to be easily 100 people here. I think that's about what it was last year.
Yeah.
There's going to be 100 people here this year. So yeah, we need to get started on that invite list. We need to get a head count, primarily for the food. This place can support a lot of people coming. The most important thing is I need to know a number so I can order the right amount of food. So I think this is going to be the best one. Every one has been good, but
those are bold words, buddy, because you've had some killer you've had some killer parties, Bill.
I just think from the variety of people that are coming this year, international people, and particularly, I think it's just going to be really. I think it's going to be really cool. So we'll get the list going. We've said it before; it's an open invite. Anybody can come. Most people that are coming will be coming for the Dallas NARBC, which is that September 6th, 6th, and 7th weekend.
Yeah.
But some people are coming in just for the party. So
not gonna lie, that's my reason.
Yeah, same.
Only reason why I'm coming. I'll tell you that right now. I'll definitely go by NARBC Saturday, maybe.
For
I don't
sure.
know.
Yeah.
It depends.
I won't be there Saturday. I may drag my ass out Sunday.
Yeah.
But
see, then I might just be hanging back with Bill then Saturday and just fucking shooting the shit. I like being at his house. It's fun. It's the best thing ever. I love it.
Well, I can't wait. We've got a lot of people in the chat that are going to be coming. Will's going to be coming, and JP's coming, and Jason's coming from Canada. Delik's coming. We got the Australian guys coming.
Daniel Boswell, bro. I can't wait to meet Daniel Boswell. That's who I want to fucking meet, dude. Fucking that's Daniel. That's my dog right there, man. Isn't there another Australian dude coming, or is it just Daniel? I forgot. Or is him and his brother or his dad, right?
I heard. I don't know if there's another people coming, but he's the only one that I know from Australia. And yeah, he is bringing either his brother or his dad. He's a couple of them coming. I don't know if there's anybody else coming from Australia, but it's going to be such a good party. And I just hope we get some of the people, like the Floods, for example, came last year. That was really cool to meet the Bolins people. Scott, right? That's his name. And his daughter came. Just a big variety. I think, the usual ball python people will be there as well. Bob Vu and his crew usually come, and I'm excited to have it here. Hopefully there won't be any 911 calls this year.
Dude, if you see me and Marshall in the corner by the pool, by the bar area smoking, come correct. All right. We don't play. We smoke some serious shit out there. And we don't want no casualties. We don't want no fucking back of the heads being smacked the pool floor.
My wife wanted to make sure, and I can't remember who it was, that he got a special invite back.
Yes.
So MJ, if you can make that happen, I can't remember the guy's name.
Kenneth Jordan. Kenneth, that's my dog. Kenneth, he's an awesome guy. Kenneth, I'm gonna hit you up, buddy. I'm gonna.
No, so I hope he comes. I hope he comes back, because he didn't stay very long the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we made him stay a lot longer than he wanted to stay because he had no choice, because we were worried. But it all worked out. And mind you, I think he understood the situation, because even after realizing how serious it was, the way he hit his head, like Bill's gonna let this guy get in a car and be like, all right, peace out. Like that's not happening. Anyways, that definitely shook up some people that night. But we're good.
Yeah,
listen,
me. Yeah.
It shook up Marshall. Well, I truly hope that he comes back. Yeah. So MJ, if you can,
I'll hit him up.
Invite out if he's going to be at the NARBC. I hope he comes back out. So
I literally, I could picture, because I remember like when it all happened, I'm coming out of Bill's kitchen with 2 plates full of fucking fajita. I don't know what we had, but there was Mexican, and it was like super just ready to eat. And then I go and I see the guy. I'm I'm like, well, I better set this food down. Fuck, dude.
MJ's like, whoop, you turn back inside.
Kim, you call me? Kim, you need something? Oh, man. All right, boys. Listen, 4 weeks can't come soon enough. I can't wait. We'll be here next week, obviously. So, guys, Red Mountain Herps, Marshall Mendez, my dog, and, of course, the mayor, Phoenix Reptiles on IG. Go subscribe. All right. Appreciate you guys. Give it up. It's a wrap for Marshall. And
Later,
Bill.
guys. See you next time.
See you next week, boys.
See you next week, fellas. Thank you so much. Thank you out there. If this is your first time watching us, please hit that like button if you liked it and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Select all. You'll be reminded of every podcast released out of the Trap Talk Reptile Network 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, a new episode. All right. Also, just to remind you guys, you can listen to all these episodes on all major audio platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, all the major ones. Okay. So thank you wherever you listen to any of these. And of course, don't forget, if you want exclusive content, early release to Morph Market vlogs, waitlist opportunities, all that stuff for the Chondro production, then come join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Click the very first link in the description below. Connect to the Discord and the amazing Instagram group chat. Some of the best reptile keepers in the game are a part of the Trap Talk Patreon family. So I appreciate all you guys. Before you guys head out, please check out all the sponsors in the description below and have a good night. And I'll see you here Thursday night for Trap Talk with MJ.
Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Green tree pythons, emerald tree boas, and plenty other arboreal snakes have been quite the popularity here at the Trap Talk Reptile Network, which brings me to today's sponsor, the Reptile Perch. Head over to the reptileperch.com and Reptile Perch on Instagram. See what type of design PVC perch is best for your arboreal reptile. But first and foremost, I would also check out David Brom's Green Tree Python availability on the website. And you can also check out his Instagram just to stay current on any projects or any productions that he posts. Thank you so much, David Brahms, for your ongoing support. Looking forward to seeing what you have to show in the 2025 season. When you think about building a good community and being a leader of that community, nobody comes to mind better than Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. That's right. Make sure you head over to TX Chondros on Instagram and also head over to Mark's website. See what he has available Green Tree Python wise and be ready for quite the 2025 Green Tree Python breeding season out of Mark Hager. He's a veteran in the Green Tree Python game, one of the best and nicest breeders in the Green Tree Python game. He's been putting on the whole state of Texas for as long as I've known him. So if you want to see all the amazing other chondro keepers out of the state of Texas, another good reason to go follow Mark Hager over at TX Chondros on Instagram. And again, head over to his website, texaschondros.com. You can find all the links in the description below. Thank you so much, Mark Hager, for supporting the trap. One of the biggest growths we have in the reptile industry today are the rare species of reptiles that aren't worked with. That's right. That's why I went ahead and partnered up again with Brian Susan over at SUNDOWN Reptiles. Brian works with species such as kahua geckos, gargoyle geckos, all species of tree monitors. He works with Abronia and many other cool species geckos that you can check out all on his website. Head over to sundownreptiles.com, see what he has available. Brian's one of the best doing it in the reptile industry today. He's been on the show multiple times, so make sure you check out all of Brian Susan's episodes on Trap Talk Reptile Network. But more importantly, for the highest quality of captive bred reptiles, make sure you head over to sundownreptiles.com and make sure you give him a follow on Instagram. Thank you again, Brian Susan over at SUNDOWN Reptiles. One of the things I love about being a part of the reptile industry is all the learning, okay? Learning can be fun, and I can prove that to you. Thank you so much to today's sponsor, it's Gary Scavino over at GS Reptiles. I highly recommend you head over to his YouTube channel, follow all this man's content when it comes to learning about rare species of snakes you could be keeping in the hobby, and also just finding out how easy a lot of these rare species of snakes are to keep in general. So thank you so much, Gary Scavino of GS Reptiles. Again, head over to his YouTube channel. Also head over to his Instagram to be on top of all of his current work and be ready for a big year over at GS Reptiles. Thank you so much, Gary, for your ongoing support. I really appreciate it. Cheers.